Black Ops 4 Zombies, 5 years later. The most controversial game in Zombies history, and potentially the worst Treyarch's made. But why? Primarily new mechanics that aimed to fix problems that weren't really problems, and instead created a whole new set of problems.
We're sick of you buying the same 4 perks every game. Let's fix that.
Kiss these iconic, beloved perks goodbye.
Hey, where'd Jug go?
You don't need Jug. We're just gonna spawn you in with a default 200 HP.
Yeah, but doesn't that sort of kill natural progression? You spawn in weak and gain strength.
Shut up! You don't need it!
And you don't need quick revive either. We're just gonna spawn you in with the get out of jail free cards.
Alright, well what about double tap?
Oh, that's simple. It's, instead of spending $2 grand on a perk, why not spend 15,000 points papping your gun 5 consecutive times?
And speed cola?
Yeah, if you want that, you're just gonna have to buy all your perks first.
Right, okay. Well, I mean, what do these new perks look like?
Don't worry, they're all super mid and don't have any real incentive to buy.
Well, except for this one. This might be my new crutch.
No! You're supposed to pick different... It's supposed to be player personality driven. You're supposed to play
Matter of fact, I think I'm just gonna run these 4. Literally forever. And never change my mind.
God damn it!
Wait, if I pick them before I load in the game, how am I supposed to... I only get the 4?
Just be decisive, alright? Why would you want more than 4? You don't need more than 4. Don't be greedy.
Alright, what the hell are these down here?
That would be your new specialist. Use it, abuse it. It's gonna recharge over time. Don't
Wait.
worry.
You spawn in with a wonder weapon on round 1.
No.
As a matter of fact, I don't even think I need a wonder weapon. You're right, this thing charges hella fast. I think I'm gonna just use this. Are the default equipment also better than the in-game ones?
God. You suck. You suck. You know that?
And you know what else sucks? The eyesore of a HUD it's all wrapped in. This underwhelming, watered-down version of Gobblegum. Overwhelming amount of bosses. Big selection of boring and bad guns.
The shield increasing in price every time it breaks.
Alright, I'll stop there. Please like the video to counteract the dislikes. Really, the dark cloud looming over this game is its identity crisis. In hindsight, this game should have been an entirely new chapter, exclusively with the Chaos storyline. But unfortunately, because the Zombies community is so deeply entrenched and in love with the Ether storyline, and because Treyarch needed to do whatever it took to generate the most amount of money with Activision breathing down their necks, half the maps ended up being Chaos, the other half Ether. And in the most confusing manner possible.
2 Chaos maps. Nope. 2 Ether maps. Nope. 2 Chaos maps again. Nope. 2 Ether maps.
Sure, this benefited them in the short term, but if they had just ripped the band-aid off and injected Chaos only and saved Ether for an entirely different game or DLC at the end, fans would have been ultimately understanding, even if sad. It wouldn't have been such an overall clusterfuck, and in hindsight, people would respect it more for being ballsy. With that all said, even though everything I just said may lead you to believe that I hate this game, it's actually grown on me quite a bit. You may be surprised how many good things I have to say about it. Let's relive this game, together, map by map, and see what we think when it's all said and done. Can we at least reach round 30?
Of all the places for a COD Zombies map, ladies and gentlemen,
the Titanic. As the legend goes, a giant iceberg strikes the ship, and we begin our descent into the bottom of the Atlantic. This weird substance called prima materia takes over the universe and turns people into zombies. It's not quite the regular Ether storyline. It's chaos. I would say even at launch we had mixed feelings as a community about this map. Equally exciting as it is confusing. And to be honest, most people weren't playing this map at launch because the game launched with, 3 other maps, 2 of which were Ether. So it kind of got shafted, boxed out of the main rotation, and I think rightfully so, because compared to all of the other maps, it wasn't the most desirable, and still isn't to this day. I would say that it aged well, and it certainly hasn't aged worse, but I think it missed out on a lot of the potential, especially relating to the Easter egg, to say the least. It could have focused more on the concept of, the Titanic and its sinking, but instead focused a little bit too much on the fiction when the non-fiction, actual history of the Titanic was more fascinating than anything else. But aside from the story that just sort of missed, at least in the beginning here, what was the problem with Voyage? To me, it's pretty simple. When you base a zombies map on a real-life location, be it Alcatraz, the Pentagon, boat, it becomes very creatively challenging to move outside of that one-for-one design. You only have so much creative freedom. And if we're being completely honest, a boat, much less this one in particular, is just not a very good layout for a zombies map. I mean, Hijacked ended up being a good one for BO2 multiplayer for some reason, but the Titanic just wasn't meant for zombies. Now, I actually think they did a good job, all things considered, but when you compare it to a map like 9 that had total creative liberty, for example, it just ends up paling in comparison. For starters, everything kind of looks and feels the same, especially on the inside of the boat. Obviously, if you play the map a lot, you get acquainted with it over time, but imagine being a beginner and trying to figure out which level 1, 2, 3, 4. And the spacing is just very tight and clunky. On the outside, the poop deck's a little bit easier, but still far from ideal. Oh, we got our first Stoker. My God. There he is. Let's go beat the shit out of him with a mallet. Ugh! I also don't think people particularly love having to go so far across the map and spend so many points just to turn this valve in the process of drowning. And then you got to go all the way to the complete opposite side and do the same thing over again. Like, okay, Schizo, I'm having a real fun time. Where's the park? I mean, it's such a big map. Bigger than you would expect, and you basically have to fast travel to get to the other side. At least Pack-a-Punch isn't too oppressive. You just activate each one. This or Spawn are definitely the go-to training spots, but there's just a lot of shit in the way. You know what I mean? Ooh, homunkies. Yes. Now, we could get the Kraken by filling up some soul chests or some bullshit. I think I'm just going to spin and gamble all my money away. That's basically going to apply for all of these BO4 maps, by the way. Did you leave me? You left me. Our first Blightfather. As if the Stoker wasn't enough. I actually like the Stoker, but I think the Blightfather is just annoying. Oh, we got it. Ooh, I was going to say, I didn't want to trade out my Zvi Honda, but we got our Kraken and the double cross. Dude, which, by the way, for people that don't know, when it originally came out, it was actually called the Echo Hawk Dual Bore, the most random name ever, but it was actually offensive towards Native Americans or something like that, so they changed the name retroactively. It's so weird. It moved. Wait, I thought it only moved after I put my thing in there. I actually really f with the Kraken. It's not the most revolutionary thing, but I don't know, a squid cannon. All right, no, but are you serious? You boy. Now where? You have to at least tell me. Poop deck. I'm gonna shoot something. In order to fully pap this Kraken, we have to Pack-a-Punch it regularly at first, and then we can throw on our elemental variant with the kit we have acquired. Should we give the Echo Hawk Dual Bore some love? That's right, we have 15,000 total points, so we can pap it 5 times to get it to its maximum potential damage in place of the double tap perk that was ripped away from this game in the beginning. It's a better solution, isn't it? And it's piss yellow. Nice. Now that we actually have the kid built, I think we can start looking out for some catalyst semen to throw on there. Oh my God. The regular pap version isn't even that bad. Oh, we got some poison. 6,000 points. God damn. We're at the grocery store and we're gonna give little test samples of each one of these elements. Poison is now obviously, since this game follows BO3 and people are significantly more invested in either storyline for obvious reasons, people not only played Blood of the Dead and Classified at launch a lot more, but the ether maps in general more, and for whatever reason got a better rep over time. I was sort of in that boat as well, but now that time has gone on, we have hindsight on our side and generally how underwhelming those ether maps became. I think that the Chaos maps aged extremely well. I just think that the Chaos maps are better. Oh, did we finally get something unique? Fire. Nice. We'll actually touch more on it when we get to those ether maps. I don't want to spoil my whole spiel. I think I just appreciate how daring, how big of a swing these Chaos maps took, knowing full well they could have failed. Having the balls to start a completely new storyline versus some underwhelming remasters that have the answers to the test and still fail. If nothing else, they just provide more of an incentive to play because it's something we haven't experienced before. Oh, we got the electric one now. This one's pretty nice. It feels way more... How do I say it? Get the f*** out of my way. Yes? What did we get? I don't know. It's a foot. Yes, this one is just the coolest looking. Look, I understand why people don't like Voyage, how they view it as undesirable, but your boy would rather play this over, well, let's just say some of the maps that are to come. Which wasn't an opinion that I held long ago, and I respect the maps that get better over time. And because we hit round 30 and we're on custom mutations, it should just end the game. Oh wait, you have to get an additional round because technically you're on round 29 because we haven't completed round 30. I hate this game. Oh. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the other Chaos map at launch, 9. After our characters escape the Titanic alive, they make their way to Greece, where they have a pool of psychedelics. He spawns into his dream, an ancient Roman Colosseum. 9 ended up being the fan favorite of this game, which was especially surprising given that at launch, it was easily the least played. You had the Titanic map and Mob of the Dead and 5 remastered, but no one really gave a shit about this map at first. And I remember this specifically because when this game came out, I streamed this map because everyone else was streaming everything else. And I figured, hey, people might watch me because I'm playing the map that nobody else is. How did it pull off the upset, though? How did it become the fan favorite? And beyond just the other maps not panning out, This one ended up being genuinely great. You can see right off the bat that there's tons of space to work with, and it branches off into 4 different sections, all predicated around a specific god. Aesthetically stunning and thematically diverse. This is ancient Egypt with the sun god of Ra. In each section, you grab some parts and summon the champions. Once you kill these Rayquazas, you take their spots as the rightful champions. Grab their decapitated heads. Danu, the Celtic goddess. I don't actually fully know all this stuff. It's stunning, man. So beautiful. And then you come down to this bottom crypt area. This creepy underground labyrinth really ties it all together. The only thing that's kind of annoying is that there's a ton of expensive doors to open, but that seems to be the trend of this game. This is the Temple of Odin, my ancestors, my Norse brethren. I really love the diversity of mythologies here. Ties us all together, you know? Oh yeah, there are tigers in this map, by the way. If you want to talk about creative freedom, it's just so damn cool. And I love how the gods themselves are integrated into the perk bottles. We're going to summon in the final big axe boy, and then we can go open up Pack-a-Punch. Where are you? Slut. Prized whore. I don't see him. Oh, you're playing hard to get. This brazy bull shield. One of the coolest, I think, in Zombies history. Yo, rip my boys. You know the deal. We're basically just going to spend the rest of the game spinning the box for the wonder weapon instead of getting it the real way. One of the coolest features in this map is the interaction with the audience. If you gain a positive affinity, they will throw you some rewards. So it truly feels like you're putting on a performance. Like a true Roman Colosseum gladiator fight to the death. What did they give me? A fire sale. Yes. Oh, that's right. We get a free upgraded strife. Oh, there we go. Death of Orion. And you do not have to go on some garb poo poo quest to upgrade it. You just throw it right on in. Oh my god, we got a Blight Father. Yeah, they're on 9 too. Again, don't really freaking like these guys. Hi, Ked. Even though I'm sad I don't have homunculuses, these Wraith Fires are so OP, dude. High rounding, super easy on this map. Tons of space, spawn is perfect. This wonder weapon, not the greatest. Kind of just suspends them in the air, but I think all of them that get initially hit die, and then the rest of the other ones just kind of get tickled. I mean, it's okay. It takes 5 bullets, though, for 1 charge shot, so you got to be really careful with maximizing it. And now you're starting to see exactly what I was talking about with Voyage being very limited in its design. I'm a big advocate of maps being playable for all players, hardcore, but also casuals, because it just makes it more accessible. Get 9 zombies with a single charge shot from the Death of Orion. That is easy peasy. I really like having these challenges to work on the entire game as well. Jesus Christ, you see that? I think we get a free perk, Ethereal Razor, nice. Does the Ethereal Razor only work without the Stiletto Knife? Oh my god, that is so lame. And my final reward is a max ammo, and I think we have all the challenges officially done. No, we do not. I've literally thought that said kill a Blight Father while being by its tongue. He's not even gonna do it. What a pussy. And you get off on a gladiator round. And then it just awkwardly kind of stops, right? What's it supposed to flip the round? Come on, do it. There we go. I have a lot of thoughts on this map, and they're not all so positive. So instead of the OG mobsters, we have Primus. They're here to free the trapped souls in this purgatory. It goes without saying that the map layout is completely different. We're in Richtofen's laboratory. I wonder what kind of experiments he does down here. Wink, wink. And as the Mob of the Dead fanboy I am, given it is, if not my absolute favorite, one of for sure map of all time, I didn't think the changes improved the map, to say the least. We come over here to the power switch. That was easy, right? Well, not actually, because there's another one, but I guess that's what's required when you replace Afterlife, right? I mean, Afterlife's annoying. I get that argument, but I thought it was one of the most innovative, creative features of all time. It's integrated into the gameplay super well, took away the need for quick revives on solo, really changed the way you play the game. Well, at least the Hell's Retriever's still in this map. We're feeding the dogs after all. I hope the Hell's Retriever's very good. It isn't. It's actually just super not worth your time, especially for the Redeemer. The upgrade is a lot more complicated, different steps, and the equipment you spawn in the game with, by default, Wraithfires, are literally just better. In order to get to the actual prison, we have to fight our way through this treacherous catwalk where you basically need a specialist or you're gonna die because there's a million zombies spawning at you and a bunch of hands in the wall slapping you. There's Brutus and the 1,000 dogs he's about to spawn in. Oh my god, we just so happen to have ammo right there. I'm gonna die. 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 No, I'm not. Now we find our second of 2 power switches, which I do believe is going to spawn in yet another Brutus. Oh my god. These are the ether perk machines, by the way, which I think are don't have personality. And we do get access to the new Warden's house area, which doesn't really add anything. Like, don't get me wrong, I think it's cool to just see what we couldn't have accessed before, but if it doesn't provide a purpose beyond the Easter egg that not most people want to do, because the Blood of the Dead Easter egg is literally the hardest Easter egg of all time, then I don't know why. We do have a new shield, which I guess really is the new afterlife, because you have to tediously, individually absorb each soul from a zombie to build up one charge. And of course, the highlight of Mob of the Dead, the ultimate escape plan based on IRL cool lore, building a makeshift plane, escaping this island to the Golden Gate Bridge to pack a punch. Yeah, that's all completely gone. You just charge up your shield and spawn it in.
Oh, you're having fun.
Don't get too excited, though. It's going to move because there are, just like the power switches, multiple locations. Unless you want to go back through the catwalk, which you don't want to, you have to fast travel to get back to the other side. And if you need to implement a fast travel for any map layout to work, it's probably not a fantastic layout. I don't remember if getting the Blundergat is the way it used to be. I usually, like every BO4 map, you're going to find out. Just spin the box for everything if I can. What? How can two of you exist at the same time? All right, now we're talking. We did collect the Acid Gat kit parts, but another useless feature because the Magma Gat's better. We start with a lockdown. Ow. Please don't end the round. I need to do this thing. Place it in here and get our Blundergat. Oh my god, another Brutus. Jesus Christ. Wait, is this like... This is acknowledgement that you've done something in this map. Brutus spawns in. I don't know where Pack Punch is, man. Did it move over here? It did. Look at that. I literally just guessed. The Magma Gat's actually pretty good, so, I mean, no real problem there. The short of it is, Blood of the Dead basically took Mob of the Dead, one of the most renowned, beloved maps of all time, and completely blended it up into this messy cluster. I've said it a million times. I'll say it again. It's like my catchphrase at this point. A remaster has the answers to the test. And if it still sucks, it's a double failure. There's obviously still a lot of mob in this map, which limps it to probably an average map instead of outright horrible, objectively. A lot of people would argue. But it just makes me, at least, appreciate the Chaos maps, which, again, took big swings and maybe weren't perfect, but appreciate those maps a lot more than a map like this. I will say the best part about this map easily is the story. The Easter egg, the steps, not fun to do, like, whatsoever. But the story behind it, even though I love the OG mobsters and premise was kind of a predictable and somewhat lazy move, really carries this map. It's genuinely gut-wrenching stuff. I understand that Blood had to be different than Mob. It couldn't be the exact same, but I think it just executed poorly. It's the worst combination of cutting beloved features and implementing useless ones that just really rubs me the wrong way. And let's be honest, if it is a remaster and the predecessor is better, you just go play that instead. This is one of the most controversial maps of all time. I know probably 50% of you watching this agree with me, and the other 50% of you dislike this video already. So I guess it really just depends on what you value. Do you love Black Ops 4 more than the other games? Are you even a fan of Mob to begin with? Because honestly, in a vacuum, if BO4 especially was your first game and you had never played Mob before, I can see you being way more inclined to like this. Where I would definitely disagree is if you've played both maps, love Mob, and think that this is somehow an improvement. Okay, alright. That's kind of... the round didn't even... Okay, yeah, I'm getting used to this still. Classified Classic 5 Remastered. Or, sorry, Reimagined. My bad. Because it is not a direct remaster. We get some extra areas of the map opened up and some other modifications. The extra space just helps because 5 was just a very small and claustrophobic map as it was. Power on. Same Pentagon, same pig. Oh, it's a dog round. Yeah, that's one of the only things I don't like about Classified was replacing the Pentagon Thief with Hounds. It's just kind of a, again, safe, predictable move. I get it. The Pentagon Thief probably wouldn't have actually even story-wise fit into this. But dude, for the most part, everything is close to the same. No major developments, just some tweaks to improve the gameplay, which I think makes Classified far and away the best remaster in this game. This teleporter was the only one that had consistency on 5. You would get to one of the first 2 levels, and the rest of them were completely random, but now you can see exactly where you're going. Then we gotta craft the amplifier so we can move the teleporter, I guess. And the Witcher's Howl is in the box anyways, so no problem spinning it for Tim.
Many months later.
Okay, the Mark II. You know, at least there's a wonder weapon. I don't know if I'm actually gonna get this. I've spun the box maybe 200,000 times. Monkey. No. See, that's not actually a good idea because the Wraith Fighters are better. Did I finally! We're gonna move this right there. I don't really know what the point of that is, but we're gonna go Papa Pump at Area 51, which I thought was a cool touch. Even though this map is really just a quick pit stop for the OG crew, I like the idea of it, and it was definitely an improvement. Every game has the one casual, fun, mindless map to play with friends, and this is definitely that. If you were to ask me, hey Tim, you gotta play some BO4 and just have a good time, like a stress-free time, I'm probably going to pick Classified. Oh, and the Winter's Howl got genuinely better. It's still far from awesome. Wonder weapons, as you're going to find out throughout this video, don't even really matter because specialists exist, and they really are the actual wonder weapons. Although, I will say, I believe you had to pay a little extra cheddar on the side to get this map at launch. It wasn't actually a launch map. It was a launch DLC. They get you with those. You know, Nuketown was one of those where they're like, hey, it's a launch map, but you got to pay like $5 extra for it. Or just buy the $120 pass. Bro hit the stogie. Using the electric traps is also a little bit easier because you have more space to run around with. All right, now we're gonna load up Dead of the Night, one of the most underrated maps of all time. Why was it underrated? Well, it wasn't advertised. It literally was not marketed. We didn't get a trailer or the previously existing intro cinematic uploaded weeks in advance to build hype like we do with literally every other map ever. One day it literally plopped out of thin air and we found out about its launch on Twitter. This is also around the time that Fortnite was at its absolute peak, crushing any and all other video games. Nobody was playing Call of Duty, especially Dead of the Night. It went completely under the radar. And weirdly, this is actually where the Chaos story begins. It's map number 1, but was released as map number 3, and unfortunately provides one of the most unlikable one-off crews in zombies history. Like, they're the afterthoughts in a Chaos storyline that for a lot of people was already an afterthought. They're all really annoying except for this guy. He's Tywin from Game of Thrones. All these people get invited to a nice mansion dinner party only to be ripped apart. Right off the bat, the idea of this giant spooky mansion theme where you're basically going around playing Clue, collecting parts and setting up, it's genius. Implementing other ghouls and monsters into zombies like werewolves and vampires. Unfortunately though, it wasn't only underrated, it was disliked for the few people that were playing it at the time. Why? Well, it's one of those fetch quest maps, and one of the worst at that. And for a while at least, no amount of thematic beauty could make up for how annoying the gameplay was until, you know, people got used to it. Like most controversial maps at launch, they do, even if it's only a little bit, get better over time. We got the artifact, now we got to start doing our puzzles. Fill these up and then gaze into the stones. What's our first clue here? All right, an old couple. God damn it, Jackson. Our second clue is Zeus. Every time I go into this now, I'm going to see that message. All right, we got the clock. This is the only one that's on the wall. Yeah, okay. This is so intense. Don't touch me, you'll... Tuning fork number 1. Oh my god, there's the finally. Time for ghost, bitch. Oh, did you just get murked? You just got murked. I found me bloody gravestone, I did. Tuning fork number 2. Nosferatu's tuning fork number 3. I get it. Are you me? That's so sweet! I want the Spitfire with my silver bullets, thank you. And that way we can assassinate the werewolves and think the Nosferatu's a little bit easier. We apply the 3 tuning forks to the door, and we get a werewolf pour. Lo and behold, one of the genuinely most terrifying things of all time. Werewolves freak me the f out, dude. You have no idea. Secret compartment, which we're actually gonna camp in for sure later. Ow, 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 ow. Oh god, there's a werewolf. I actually needed this. Let's go. Die, little bitch. Look who's not tough anymore. I needed that. Thank you. Now that is a pack-a-punch camo. My god, dude. Additional parts? What the f do I need? Oh, I gotta... Oh my god, that's right. I have to create the prima materia. Who has one of these in their house? We're gonna craft the first half of the wonder weapon. Chaos theory, it's pretty good, but it's gonna get a whole lot better. Dig, you whore. There we go. Oh my god! Damn. Gonna wake him up. See if he's ready to play. Die! Holy tank. Holy Nosferatus. Alright. Oh, a brain rot Nosferatu. That's crazy. Oh, it just died. Now for the Alistair's Annihilator. There are other stuff we can do, like the Savage Impaler, the Stake, probably something else I'm forgetting, but I don't want to. This is enough. And I like that they have the option to be able to do more, but we're just gonna go camp. We have 4 special abilities to try out. Number 1, Shrink Ray. Probably the coolest. Number 2, Mesmerize, which is kind of dumb, not gonna lie. Oh my god. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Die, 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 die. Jesus Christ. Weird sunbeam thingy, which turns him into little flower petals. Last but not least, the tornado whirly-durly. The more and more time that goes on, and the more I play this map, the more I genuinely love it. It's so unique, super fun. The problem is the learning curve. You know, there are maps like that out there, though. But when it first came out, what felt like major problems now to me just feel very minuscule. As long as you know what you're doing, it's a 10 out of 10 experience. Well, okay, maybe still too many Nosferatus, but worse things have happened, I guess. So with the combination of it getting better over time and not having been marketed in the first place and being crushed by Fortnite, really, you have a recipe for one of the most underrated maps, if not the, of all time. And though I don't necessarily think it's the best Chaos map, it's close. You could certainly make the argument for it. And I think it's the most unique by far. It really just epitomizes that juxtaposition between Chaos and Ether. The Ether maps, as we saw so far, These maps, though, super cool. Honestly, the Ether maps we've played thus far aren't even the real problem. We're about to find out. And in comparison, over time, Chaos looks like a creative stroke of genius compared to Ether. There he goes. All right, we wrap up Chaos with Ancient Evil. They wake up from their psychedelic trip and open up the door to an ancient lost city, Delphi, Greece. So they can put an end to the secret cult or something. A map inspired by Greek mythology. Sign me up. A shirtless Perseus and some skellies. The majestic Pegasus. Please come back. Then, of course, once we grab the golden bridle, we get forearms. They call them giganies, but I call them get on your knees. It looks like we found one of our 4 dormant hands. We're gonna start off with Gaia, because I just usually do that first. We're gonna do some gardening for her. We're gonna plant some saplings, and we can't do anything other than that. Teach me your lessons, Gaia. I'm a good student. These gauntlets follow the trope of the classic elemental wonder weapon blueprint, which the Rise and Drac Origins, etc. have, except these are even easier to get, and I think a little bit cooler, potentially, with the gods. We're actually going to put it away for now and then work on Hemera. Damn. All right. Now let's go sunbeam some hoes. I'm going to just say right off the bat, this is absolutely my favorite. It is just so cool, dude. Take me to Pack-a-Punch, slut. Yeah, we're gonna skip this. I've seen this too many times. We're gonna work on Uranus. I meant Ornos. No, I need a bullet gun. Of course I do. Wait. Ugh. Ow. F you. Oh, look at that! These owls are destroying my crystal meth. Someone stop them. Boom. Nice. This one's probably my second favorite just because it's like a thunder gun. You just go whoop-ho. So we get Blightfathers on every map except for Dead of the Night, which I find an interesting choice. Now we got Charon. This one's pretty cool too, but it's risky. It just doesn't always work super quickly. I think that's all of them. Oh, yes. And there's a creepy boat rowing towards me. It's like hell if it were a handbasket. We're gonna try these all out for real, for real. The charge up is a bit of a thirst trap, little monkey bomb type deal, which is, oh my god. A while ago, I actually ran the stats on all of these wonder weapons, and statistically, they get you all the same amount of kills. They're all pretty much infinite damage, but this one can get you slightly more. Also, we finally got all the parts for the Pegasus Strike, which I don't think are quite as good as Wraiths. Not necessarily worse. We'll give it a shot. Here goes nothing. Ugh! Get him, Peggy! Ancient Evil is probably my favorite map in this game. I think is one of, if not the best, and is a lot like Dead of the Night, that slept on map since it directly followed Dead of the Night, that nobody really paid attention to, but was super good. It's basically the Rise and Drac of this game, but doing it in an even more impressive manner because A, it had to be in BO4, unlike Rise and Drac. Like, if those two swapped games, we'd be having a totally different conversation. And it had the disadvantage of the less desirable, quote-unquote, story. The layout is really cool. It descends down to the bottom where you take it to the other side. I like the duality between the light and the dark. You're gonna die, 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 you're gonna die. I will use every last bit of this goddamn thing on you. Wow, that took way too much, though. Even though Gaia's kind of the vanilla one in this game, that's pretty sweet. Ancient Evil, you one of the goats for real, dude. Alpha, Omega, we revisit Nuketown for the 500th time in Call of Duty history, so we can grab an ethereal shard, I think. I forgot I can't be on custom mutations if I want to activate Rushmore. This is going to be a lot like Nuketown with some modifications, though. I'm going to cut right to the chase. I do not like this map, and you're about to find out why. I wasn't the biggest fan of the original Nuketown zombies. It was fine. It was a fun boot camp type of map, really challenging, random perk spawn, really cool to play with friends. but far from this groundbreaking experience. I mean, after all, it was a multiplayer map. The most iconic multiplayer map ever, which is why they were able to make it into a zombies map. But the layout never worked. It always felt very clunky. And even worse, a lot like Blood of the Dead, this didn't make any improvements towards the original concept. I feel like even more so than Blood of the Dead, this map is a giant recycling bin of returning features. I mean, just look at this. I guess Gal will know because they're slightly cheaper. One of my biggest problems with this map right off the bat, this stupid ventilation system, and especially these assholes, the Nova 6 bombers. They contaminate all of these other zombies and turn them into crackheads. Unrelenting crackheads looking for a dime bag. We're good now, right? Power, pack-a-punch, it's all on? Nope, not even close. You have to find each one of these individual ventilation units. There are 6 total. 4 of them need to be reactivated. And while you're doing that, they spawn a bunch of zombies right up your ass and some jolting jacks to electrocute you. You literally have to have a wraith, or I guess in this case a nuke, to not get absolutely bummed. And we're gonna come over here and we're gonna do it again. Yeah. It's right there. It's right up my ass. Right up my ass. Oh, look at that. I got an achievement. All right, now let's see if I can finally get the f over here and I can hear it. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Literally off! Wow, it's such an innovative pack-a-punch system. Fuck you. I'm just gonna pack-a-punch now while I can because these valves, just like the generators on Origins, which are everybody's favorite, turn off automatically every few rounds and one by one. So if one goes off, then the next one, and then the next one, and then you gotta do what I just did on round God knows what you are later in the game. Over and over again. I detest it. All right. Nice. Talk to me, Clinton. Yay, wow, nice.
8 hours later.
Just looking for a stupid orb that won't show up. Oh, is it right the here? Christ, Jesus Christ. There we go. We got the ray gun Mark II V. Why? Okay. Why am I doing this? I don't know. Now, if you haven't noticed yet, these are ray gun Mark II's. Elemental Mark II's, which is supposed to be the big, new, innovative wonder weapon of this map. It's not at all. I literally can't, or I'm just gonna die. It will kill an entire horde, I believe, as long as you shoot in just the right spot next to it. I don't think you can use this for direct hits. Yeah, that was pretty solid. Dude, this map is such a tight cluster. Like, you have nowhere to go. Oh my god, did the pack-a-punch just turn off? Are you shitting me? I literally just turned it back on! Hello? Oh my god. Oh my god. Yourself. Let me go pack-a-punch before it turns off 5 seconds from now. Well, yeah, like this is just fantastic design. They just put a bunch of sprinters in a map that has no space. Okay, all right, dude, there goes my 5th shield. How many Galvanuckles hits does it take to get to a center of a tard? God almighty, dude. All right, well, we finally got this one. This is the SMG full auto one. Let's go pap it though. We got the dual wield Akimbos. This is so stupid. They make you waste your wraith fires. You never know if you're just gonna miss all of them. Dude, thank you. That was actually just a shot in the dark. That was a miracle. Yes. Pink. Oh, it's like a little shotgun version. Boom, 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 ba-clop, boom, ba-clop. Full papped. It is full auto, which we love. And now... Please don't tell me the pap just turned off. It did. I was literally about to repap. I hate this game. This is just worse than the generator zombies because at least they give you a freaking max ammo or something, dude. Anything at all. Can I at least do... Thank you. But I mean, if you thought Blood of the Dead was a downgrade from its predecessor, this is a joke. I don't even... This is... Who needed this? You know, doing this on round 29, not ideal. Grab it. Okay, this is literally all I have. Right now is defense. I'm completely out of ammo. Last but not least, we got the laser beam one, which, you know, looks a little unflattering at first glance. Sort of killing, right? But the beauty of this one is it has infinite ammo. It constantly recharges. So, as long as you're perpetually shooting the horde, getting points, and charging up your specialist, then you'll be able to just constantly use that. It sort of supplements your specialist, which is, like I said, the real wonder weapon of this game. We're ending this on round 30, not 31. I don't care. And we cap off the entire Ether storyline that's been accumulating for over a decade with Marlton Johnson! Victus awakes from Richtofen's laboratory and are now at Call of the Dead. Beach theme. Summertime. I won't lie, I'm also not a huge fan of this map, but it's not as bad as Alpha Omega. See, I'm a huge Mob of the Dead fan, but I'm just as much of a Call of the Dead fan, if not more. I don't think this map is bad, but it's another remaster that didn't really remaster. I don't see any improvements from the original design. I guess we get snowballs. We can have some little snowballs fights, and then tickle each other after. Rip George, major component of Call of the Dead, which is understandably gone, but still a huge blow. Walter White up there. Yeah, I got your rocks. I got your crystal meth, buddy. I think it's aesthetically beautiful. Definitely an improvement graphically. Duh, but you know how I feel about multiple power switches, right? At this point, well, you know. Oh, thanks for that, my friend. Yeah, see, we're gonna go too far and away. The biggest expansion of this map, the facilities, which apparently were buried with snow on a mountain and Call of the Dead that we never saw. I also just find it a little bit problematic with any design that requires dynamite or fast travel or anything that obstructs, you know, a flow of a map. Power switch number 3.
You get to see the full extent of the Group 935 research facility hidden away.
In place of George, we have Hellhounds, which are just, you know, you could put them on any map. All right. There we go. The Tundra gun, not to be mistaken for the Thunder gun.
Super original.
There's also a rip-off Wonderwolf on this map as well, but you can't actually hold both at the same time because, God forbid, you have a little bit of fun. For this map, you can pack a punch regularly and waste a bunch of money, or you can wait for it to go over there. We get to pack for 5,000 instead of 15,000. Do the math. That's 10,000 saved, and you get like the full double AAT and everything on there. It's kind of a no-brainer to do it this way, obviously. It's like, you know, extreme couponing. This camo also pretty sweet. So one good thing about this map definitively is they fixed a problem that shouldn't have existed to begin with. Can I grab it? Can I just grab it? Why does everything have to be so inconvenient? You don't actually get the AAT, so papping this in Golden Pap or regular is going to cost the exact same, but I want to chill out over here, okay? The Wunderwaffe DG Funkenschutz. I don't know. Now, the trick is to go for headshots to increase the range, right? Yeah, because hip firing is no bueno with this. I mean, there's a reason why they put a scope on it. I would just hip fire like this. But if you do that, it just sucks. For me, Blood of the Dead, Alpha Omega, and TOG are maps that I would rather play the originals. Now, Classified is a little bit of a different conversation because it made genuine improvements. I would personally rather play 5, but the argument for Classified is totally there. This map, to me, just feels like the ultimate meh map. Alpha Omega is a lot of the same, but Alpha Omega is just actually worse. This map, to me, though, isn't bad. It's got some redeeming qualities. It can be fun. They're just, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like, eh. You know, let's go play Call of the Dead. What made Call of the Dead so special was George, that original celebrity cast, the unique wonder weapon. Now, it is the finale of the Ether story, which we've been invested in for so long. So I think by default, people care about it, but I don't think it really gives you an incentive to play all that much. It was a genuinely emotional ending, despite it being a still frame. And I think the word I used to describe this map in my original analysis series was bittersweet. It's a pretty good way to put it, and a very fitting way to end Black Ops 4 Zombies. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'm not even going to wait this out. I'm just going to go off myself over here with this little explosion thingy. I think, if I remember correctly, I can just insta-down myself, right, by interacting with this thing. Yeah, okay. Kind of a dumb feature, because if you're just accidentally reloading next to it, you could just insta-ruin your game. But that's fine. That's not what Black Ops 4 is all about. Goodbye, cruel world. Goodbye, cruel world. How many revives do I get? Goodbye, cruel world. I'm in Dying Wish now. God damn it. Goodbye, cruel... Okay. Goodbye, cruel world. Alright, love you. Peace.